out what's poppin', what it was up, how was your day? My lips are dry. That's also weird. I feel like I have to be quiet because I'm usually super loud because my fan be on. So today I am doing a what have I been up to video. I'm spilling some work tea, and I'm gonna be doing my makeup. I'm doing this makeup look right here. I haven't done my makeup in a super long time, so I'm gonna do my eyebrows and then I'm gonna get into the tea. Okay, I'm back. I feel like every time I attempt to do my makeup, my face is just broke out, but I'm gonna start small because I haven't done nothing crazy. So basically, I'm gonna just update y'all what I've been up to. I'm sure as you can tell from the last 3 videos, I moved to Arizona and I go to school. This is gonna be my senior year. Your girl got a job. I work at this place called Cafe Rio. I actually never heard of it until I moved here, and it's all right. I haven't worked in 2 weeks, and they raised my pay, so I'm trying to get back up in there. I got the job like in May. Like school was ending. A few days after school ended, I texted one of my managers. This is really gonna be a work story time video because like that's really what's been going on with me. So basically during the interview, she basically gave me the job. She was like, yeah, so can you do this? Well, basically I got this job because at school, these girls who was sitting next to me was talking about work, and then they had asked me a question. Like, I don't really talk at school because it's awkward. Like, I don't have no friends like that. So like, unless somebody talking to me, like obviously people have like they own friend groups and all that stuff, so like I'm not gonna like just insert myself to somebody else's conversation unless somebody like talks to me first. I don't want to be that one like she always, unless somebody asks me something, I won't really talk like that. So it was the end of the school year study guide for history class, and then this girl, I always wear my purity ring, and she was like, are you married? And I was like, haha, like no. I felt like that was leeway to me talking to them, so I'm like, okay, let me talk to them and not be awkward. Okay, does that look good? So I was like, okay, like this is my time, like let me talk to them now. Okay, oh, my hands are ashy, hold on. I knew that I had to have a job for, I needed stuff like a computer and a vlogging camera for like concerts. So I was like, oh, like where y'all work at? No, they started saying some more stuff about work. I didn't just say where y'all work at. I was just like, oh, where y'all work at? And it was like Cafe Rio. I was like, yeah, because I was looking for a job this summer. They was like, oh, you should apply because they really need the help. I was like, okay, cool. Like a job that needs somebody, they gonna work you know what I'm saying? Like, so they sent me like the link through my number. Basically, if you recommend somebody after you work for I think 3 months, they get a raise. So I applied, and I applied twice because it was like, yeah, I got a call within the next hour, and the other people was like, I got a call within the next day. So I had applied twice, once when I got home because of the fact that I had did the wrong email. So I was like, let me do it again just in case it didn't go through, and I didn't get the email because of the fact that I put the wrong email. I was at school the next day. We started this day off with our 3rd hour because we was doing a weird schedule. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna get into the interview now. So I went to the interview. Oh, no. I didn't tell how I contacted her. I messaged her, and the girl in my school, she was just like, just message her and tell her such and such gave you her number and that. I don't remember. She just texted me like, okay, come in. It was like 3. So I went for my professional attire. I went in there and I was like, I'm looking for, let's name her Tweet. So I was like, I'm looking for Tweet. And then it was like, you looking for Tweet? Okay, let me get her. So then, you know, the guy basically kind of gave me eye contact like, okay, Tweet, come in. So I was sitting there like nervous. I'm like, oh, I don't even know what to do right now. Like, so she like, you know, let's go outside, whatever. So I basically do the interview. You know, she was talking, she was basically like, you got the job or whatever. So she had me go to the back in the computer, and I had to fill out paperwork. So this other lady was back there, and she was like, okay, are you done? And I was like, yeah, I just have a few more stuff to fill out. She was like, okay, just fill it out when you get home. So I went home. I didn't text her for like 2 days, and I finally texted her back when I had everything situated. Okay, so I'm here. I said some things. This is the part where I did the interview, I got the job or whatever, and filled out the work like the lady said. And so I filled it out with my mom's bank information, and I wanted to change it. So I said to her, I texted her 3 days later, I'm going to the bank. She didn't respond. So then I texted her 4 days later, and I was like, hey, I got everything situated, I could start working or whatever. She responded back a few minutes later. She said I should be able to complete the form, and I'm like, that's not the problem. I already filled out every form that I needed to. It's just that I need to change my bank. I was like, can I edit it? And she said she'll look look into it in a bit. Later that night, she sent me like the bank information that I already filled out, and I was like, I already know that's filled out, I need to change it. She didn't respond, and then I just told her if I can't change it, that's fine, I can start working whenever. After that, she called me and I was shaking in my boots. She was like, sorry, like usually I don't work on Thursdays because she don't, it's just been busy. But yeah, so did all that. She was like, okay. I was like, when should I start? She was like, come in Monday. So this is a long story, so I'm not gonna get into the rest of that. So now I'm about to start telling about the experiences I was having. So I had worked there. This was probably my 3rd day. I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't think I worked Thursday, and I worked Friday and Saturday. And that was my first week of working. And so I worked with this one girl, and we was chilling. She was young, she was younger than me. She was super nice, and we was just chilling. And this is a new foundation shade I'm trying. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me shade 338. So it was like my 3rd day. I was kind of standing around because the girl who was supposed to train me, they didn't have her come until 10 o'clock, and I was there at 9:30. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So she was like, one of the managers, let's name her because she's gonna have a name. I'm gonna name her the other one Tail. So Tail had came up to me and she was like, do you know what you're supposed to be doing? Like, I was like, no, like nobody's here to train me yet. They come at 10 o'clock or something like that. I think I said they start at 10 o'clock. So Tail said to me, okay, just go brew the teas. I said, I don't know how to brew the teas. And she said, yes you do. I seen you get taught or something. I look so funny. I couldn't believe what she just had said, because how you gonna tell me that I know how to do something? That threw me off. Like, I was like, girl, how you gonna tell me like that I know? She was like, yes you do. So me and her had beef ever since that moment. I'm playing though. She like one of the cooler managers. I look a mess. Later on, I had went to the store because like they was playing with my hours. It was a Sunday night. It's just the other manager who I'm cool with. Like, she's nice. I gave her my number because I was like, I feel like Tweet is about to fire me because she hasn't given me hours, like nothing. Like, she was like, no, what's the name? Like, let me get your number because, and her friend was even like, that's what they used to do to me right before they fired me. So she was like, no, like, let me get your number. If the store needs any help, I'ma call you. Why did she text me? And she was like, hey, this is, I'ma say Jelly. Hey, this is Jelly. We're overstaffed for today, you know, just enjoy your day off. I only worked one day this week, and you noticed because as soon as I had went back, I feel like I was a little bit out of it because I was like, oh, man, I haven't worked in so long. Like, then like the next day she texted me, oh, we're overstaffed. I'm like why couldn't you tell somebody else? Because I know they work more than me. When I take a picture of my schedule, I can see their schedule too. So I texted them like, is there anybody else who doesn't want to work? She didn't text back. So I had went to the store that day, and I was like, it was this one girl who I worked with the day before. She like another manager type. Dang, I got too many names. I'm gonna name her Lash. I was like, oh, like when you have time, can you look to see my schedule for next week? She was like, yeah, of course. The girl from my school who got me hired, she was like shocked to see me. She was like, oh my gosh, hey. And I was like, hey. She was like, what's wrong? And I was like, oh, nothing. I just came to see my schedule for next week. She was like, oh, do you want to go look because we busy right now? And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go look. So I went back there and I couldn't find the schedule for next week. So the other girl came in. She was like, oh, you're already. She was like, did you find it? I was like, no, I didn't find the schedule for next week. It was like hiding under some papers. So she's like, what's your last name? I told her my last name. She going through back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. She gave me my name. She was like, oh, it's a good one, right? And I'm like, yeah, like, she looking back and forth, back and forth. Jelly come over. She like, what's wrong? And I'm like, you know, can't find my name on the, what's the name? The girl from my school, she come over. She like, you can't find it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, huh? Like, not on fire. They're like, no, like, I seen how you work. You do a good job. Like, no, you're not fired or whatever. I was talking to the girl from my school, like, while they trying to look and figure this out. And I was like, Tweet hasn't been scheduling me. Like, she, like, I know she don't like me, but she hasn't been scheduling. Like, she'll do like weird stuff. Like, a guy came up and he was like, I'm super grateful for her. Like, she was doing super good because his car wasn't going through. She was like, you have to thank the manager too. And I was like, you're evil. Telling her like, yeah, Tweet hasn't been scheduling me. She was like, Tweet? Oh, Tweet got fired / quit. And I was like, T. Because I had asked Tweet, me and Tweet had some beef because I was like, Tweet, can I pick up a shift? Because I didn't have no hours. She did not respond, didn't text me back, nothing. And then I asked her, could I take off? And she's, yeah, I have your shift covered. Girl, why didn't you respond about? Yeah, they was talking. They was like, I don't know, but you could text Tail. I was like, I don't have Tail's number because I'm under the impression that Tail don't like to give out her number. Okay, so this is me telling the story about how I was under the impression that Tail didn't want me to have her number. So it was a Saturday night. So Tweet, usually with the other managers, they'll let me close like at 9 o'clock. Start putting stuff away, getting prepared to close and all that stuff. That night, Tweet had me close at 10 o'clock. I want to add in that I forgot. That night she had me close closed drive-through too. Then when I asked her after I was done with drive-through, can I close my station, she was like, just wait. If somebody does come through the drive-through and ask for a drink, we got to get it from the front. But there was no point in doing that because you could like ladle it out the thing. So there was literally no point in keeping it open. Because I waited, this guy in my job, he started doing his job. I need the sink to like rinse out the thing that holds the juices. So he was using the sink to make rinse. But we both can't use the sink. He was like, oh, like, you know, I'll be quick. And I was like, okay, like, you know, just let me know. I knew she was gonna try to rush me to get out of there because the longer that you stay there, the more money of theirs that you're taking. He probably finished around like 10:30. I took everything down. I'm just trying to rinse it. And Tweet asked me, she like, how long do you think you're gonna take? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, I can't put a time limit on this. I had clocked out and everything, finished everything that I needed to do. And I went up to her and I said, Tweet, like, do you have the schedule for next week? It was Saturday night, mind you. The next week started in 2 days. She was like, you're just gonna have to call in on Monday. And I was like, okay. So I called on Monday. I called at 10 a.m. when they opened. Called them. I was like, hey. Tail answered and she was like, hey. I was like, hey, I was wondering, could I get the schedule for next week? Because Tweet had told me to call Monday morning. She was like, okay, yeah, I'll send it to you. What's your number? I probably didn't receive a message from her until like 2 o'clock. When I looked at the schedule, it said I had work at 4 o'clock. So I had went into work. I'm washing my hands and this guy came up to me, which is like Tail, not her work bestie, but I would say it was probably one of her favorite workers. So he had came up to me and he was like, hey, Ny'la, like, Tail had me send you the message because she said something like she doesn't like giving out her number or something. And I was like, what? That's why I'm completely thrown off. So I'm just like, isn't that weird? Because you're my manager. Like, what am I possibly about to do with your number? It's like weird that she didn't want me to have her number and it's posted on the board. Maybe she could have had a work phone and a home phone and she just so happened to not have her work phone that day. But it just seemed like she just didn't want me to have her number. And no, they was like, I looked at there, I was like, okay, why do you have your number on the board for everybody to see but you don't like to give out your number? Yeah, but I texted Tail and she texted me back and she was like, oh yeah, like they don't like have enough funding to fund cashiers right now. So I hadn't texted her in 2 weeks. So I texted her today because I seen that I had got a raise. I was like, you know what? So I texted her, I said, hey, like, you know, if you need any help, just let me know. I don't know if I should get a new job or what. Okay, my camera's about to die, so I have to go. But basically, yeah, so I texted Tweet and I was like, yes, girl, I want you back. So I texted her and I folded. And then I seen they hired a few new people, but I'm like, I thought you were gonna 4 new cashiers. Anyways, that's the end for this video. This is the finished look. It looks a mess. If you guys enjoyed, I'll see you guys next time in another video.
I already got a song for my main chick, so let me do a record for my side piece. Let me do a record for my side piece. Let me do a record for my side piece. Hey, I need you beside me. Late night girl, you know where to find me. Days low, introduce you to the family. Days low, introduce you to the family. Back when I was